Another street thug thinks he's Perry Mason. Judge Morrison looks down at 18-year-old Marcus Williams and laughs. Loud enough for the whole packed courtroom to hear. Marcus stands there in handcuffs, wearing a wrinkled public defender suit that's 2 sizes too big, looking every bit like a kid who's about to be crushed by the system. The judge waved him off theatrically. So, save the act. This isn't a TV court. The white prosecutor smirks. Court officers shake their heads. Even the bailiff rolls his eyes. When Marcus tries to speak, the judge cuts him off mid-sentence. You're going to prison? Boy. The only question is for how long? In the gallery, his mother, Patricia Williams, clutches his Harvard acceptance letter. Frozen, hands trembling, the judge reaches for his gavel, ready to crush this young man's future with a single bang. But what happens next changes everything and shocks everyone in that courtroom. Have you ever been underestimated so badly that no one even considered you might actually be dangerous? For months earlier, Marcus stood on a completely different stage. As valedictorian of Benjamin Banneker High School, he delivered a graduation speech that left 300 people on their feet, full of confidence, full of promise. We're not prisoners of our zip code, he declared, gesturing toward the neighborhood outside the auditorium windows. We are architects of our destiny. Behind him, his Harvard acceptance letter hung framed on his bedroom wall like a trophy full scholarship. Pre-law track. Sat 1,580. Top 1% nationally. But Marcus had earned something even rarer than grades. Respect from teachers who'd watched him grow from a quiet 7th grader into an intellectual force. While classmates spent summer break at beaches or gaming, Marcus worked 40 hours a week at the East Baltimore Public Library shelving books, teaching seniors how to use computers, running reading programs for kids who reminded him of himself. Every dollar went straight into his college fund. The library was his sanctuary. After hours, he claimed his favorite spot in the law section. Constitutional law textbooks were his bedtime reading. Supreme Court cases replaced social media scrolling. He had already mapped his future, civil rights attorney, fighting for people who looked like him, from neighborhoods like his. Patricia, a registered nurse at Johns Hopkins, made that dream possible, working 3 12-hour shifts weekly, weekends included, raising Marcus alone after his father died when Marcus was 7. Baby, you're going to be the first attorney in our family, she'd tell him, often while studying for her own certifications at the same kitchen. East Baltimore wasn't kind to kids with dreams. Abandoned row houses, bulletproof glass on corner stores, ambulance sirens as constant soundtrack. But Patricia created a miraculous haven in their small apartment, a place where education was sacred, excuses forbidden, and dreams treated like blueprints. Everything shattered on a humid Thursday evening in late August. Marcus finished his library shift at 9 p.m. Like every night, walking home, thinking about Miranda v. Arizona. He didn't see the flashing blue lights until it was too late. Officer Michael Williams stepped out of the patrol car. Hand on his radio. No relation. Just cruel coincidence. Hold up right there. Marcus, trained by his mother, kept his hands visible, spoke politely. 3 blocks away, Danny's corner store had been robbed 20 minutes prior. The description, young black male, 6 feet tall, dark clothes. Marcus, 5 feet 8 inches, yellow library volunteer shirt, textbooks in hand, ID badge hanging around his neck. Jimmy Davis, the store owner, came running, pointed at Marcus. That's him. That's the one who robbed me. Marcus tried reasoning, but Davis's certainty was deadly. Handcuffs clicked. Marcus's world tilted. Harvard, law school, civil rights advocacy all disappearing behind flashing blue lights. In the courthouse, fluorescent lights flickered over scratched metal tables. Marcus's court-appointed attorney, David Carter, drowned in exhaustion and apathy. Marcus, he said, barely looking up. Judge Morrison sent 3 honor roll kids to adult prison last week. Doesn't matter what evidence you have. Marcus leaned forward. Mr. Carter, I have security footage from the library showing me at the reference desk at the exact time of the robbery. Carter's expression was a mix of pity and impatience. Kid, everyone's innocent until proven guilty. But this is adult felony court. Judge Morrison doesn't care about Harvard letters. Take the plea. 18 months. 12 with good behavior. Marcus stared at the plea agreement. A permanent mark on his future. You want me to confess to a crime I didn't commit? Carter's voice carried years of lost battles. Realistically, you could spend hours fighting, but you'll get 5 years anyway. Your choice. That night, Marcus sat in his bedroom. Harvard admissions portal open. Admission withdrawn due to pending felony charges. 4 years of perfect grades. SAT triumphs. Community service. Vanished in one email. Patricia, exhausted from a 12-hour shift. Watched in disbelief. Already took a second mortgage. Hired a better lawyer. $15. 000 we don't have. Marcus turned to her. What if I represent myself? She froze. Marcus, this isn't debate club, it's adult prison. He gestured to the law books scattered across his desk. But what if the lawyer doesn't believe in my innocence? What if the only person willing to fight for me is me? For 3 nights, Marcus transformed his bedroom into a courtroom war room. Constitutional law texts, case precedents, cross-examination techniques, procedural rules. She absorbed it all. He traced discrepancies, 911 call, police report, library security timestamps, height, build, facial hair, kept everything mismatched. Someone had manipulated the system. He realized this wasn't a single false accusation. Officer Williams and Jimmy Davis had a pattern. 15 arrests, identical reports, fraudulent insurance claims totaling $47. 000 over 3 years. He called his public defender. I'm rejecting the plea deal. I'm firing you. Silence. Disbelief. Then Carter's voice. Kid, you're making the biggest mistake of your life. Marcus looked at his Harvard letter. Maybe, but it'll be my mistake to make. On trial day, Marcus appeared in his father's altered suit, carrying meticulously organized evidence. Judge Morrison raised an eyebrow. Mr. Williams, reconsider self-representation? Marcus's voice rang with authority. I have not. I am fully prepared. Over the next days, Marcus systematically dismantled the prosecution, discrepancies in witness statements, police reports, timelines, fraudulent insurance claims. He called witnesses, cross-examined officers, revealed patterns of corruption. By the final day, Officer Williams and Jimmy Davis were arrested and the courtroom roles completely reversed. Marcus turned to the jurors. Media cameras rolling. This victory doesn't belong to me alone. It belongs to everyone underestimated, dismissed, told they don't belong. They counted on fear, inexperience, compliance. They misjudged preparation, truth, and determination. Applause echoed. Judge Morrison declared, all charges dismissed with prejudice. Investigation ordered for misconduct and fraud. Weeks later, Marcus received a text from Harvard. Full reinstatement. Scholarship intact. 1 year on, he walked across Harvard Yard. Constitutional law textbook under his arm, ready to transform his hard-fought experience into a lifetime of advocacy. He video called his mother from his dorm. Behind her, framed on the wall, his Harvard acceptance and court victory certificate stood side by side. Mama, he said, this story isn't about me being special. It's about ordinary people refusing to accept injustice. He looked directly into the camera. Have you ever been told you don't belong somewhere? Underestimated, so completely they forgot you might be dangerous? Your circumstances don't write your story. Your response does. Study harder. Speak louder. Prove them wrong. Your potential isn't limited by their prejudices. Your destiny isn't determined by their expectations. And your future isn't defined by their definition of who you're supposed to be. The camera faded on Marcus Williams, no longer a defendant, but a young man who turned his greatest challenge into his greatest victory.